if I'm not careful, I'm gonna lose absolutely everything that I was training for the last 6 months. I did a mountain marathon a week and a half ago now, the Steel Marathon, and if you want to see the vlog from that, you can go and check out the previous video. It was pretty epic route, but I trained for that over kind of last 4 to 6 months. We're now into September, and there's something that nearly always happens to me this time of year that just ruins all my progress, and that is that we get into winter, the weather gets grey and dull and colder and damper, and I just don't feel like running so much because there aren't really that many races that happen over winter. There's nothing really to look forward to, so I tend to stop running. And what then happens to me is that I'm staying in, I'm bored, I just start eating more, and I will typically put on a kilo a month. September, October, November, December, right through into January, and then I start the new year and I'm thinking, what events do I want to do this year? And my first challenge is drop a bit of weight to get to a more manageable, comfortable running weight, and that has just been my cycle for the last 5 years. It kind of came to a head at the start of this year when I think it was 92 kilos, which is the heaviest I've been in a long time. It's taken me until September this month to drop a stone, so that's a long time, but that's quite a bit of a difference. When I was running comfortably and kind of when I was running much faster, much stronger, I was a bit lighter as well. I was down around 80 kilos, slightly under 80 kilos, and I'd like to get back to there. Not because I think I'm unhealthy or anything, but just you're so much more comfortable when you're lighter, when you're running, when you're trail running. Your temperature is much easier to manage. That's a big one for me. I overheat so easily, and yeah, if you got that extra layer of weight, that kind of makes that much more difficult to just manage your heat, your temperature, your levels, rather than just taking layers on and off. And then, 5-6 kilos is a lot of weight to be running with. When I've dropped a stone, that is a lot. I have a big medicine ball in my office, and it's about 7 kilograms, and I couldn't imagine putting that in a backpack and going for a run with it. Yet that's what I was having to do earlier this year, and if I was able to drop the other equivalent of that again, I just know I'll feel a lot more light and comfortable on my feet. So all that to say, I'm walking up this hill, I'm just trying to warm up into this. All that to say is I don't want to lose my running and lose my progress over winter. I want to get to January at the same weight I am now, or hopefully even a little bit less, so that then when training starts to build up through into spring and summer, I've got a much better sort of foundation to build from. And the same goes from my actual running ability as well. Currently I can go out and run for, mountain run for about 9 hours, probably road run for about 5 hours, different kind of levels. I don't want to lose that. So what I think I need to do, what way am I going? I'm out for a bit of a hike slash run. What I think I need to do is, what do I need to do? Spit it out, Stephen. Say your words. I need to commit. To. I don't think I can't maintain mountain marathon distance. That's just too much, and the training's too intense anyway. Let's go up this way. So I want to be able to maintain the ability to run a trail half marathon. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to try and run 1 half marathon distance every single week, going forward from now right through winter and hopefully into spring. That's my aim. I'm going to go home, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to work out a plan, I'm going to print out that plan, and I'm going to try and maintain it. And I think what I'll do is, to maintain a half marathon distance, you don't actually need to run that much. 2 times a week will actually do it. 3 times, oh, this is going to cause a problem. There's trees down up here, and well, we'll solve this issue when we get to it. I reckon I could do 1 6-mile run sometime during the week, and then my half marathon run, and I could do that every week, and that's only 2 runs, and I'd be able to maintain that distance. Now, I'll not get any better if I do that. I'll just probably maintain it, so probably I'll add an extra run in there that's optional, depending on how busy I am, or that can be exchanged for a hike or something else. So a 6-mile run where I maybe do a little bit of speed work, maybe a little bit of hill work, a half marathon equivalent run. Oh dear, well, I'll just continue talking and we'll get through here. And then one other kind of activity each week, be that a shorter run or hike or something like that. And I think that's what we're going to do. Print that up and establish it, and we'll see how it goes. And I'll report back and let you know how it goes. One of the things I've realised is I have to do whatever it is that works for me in order for me to keep being able to run, keep being able to train. In the past, I went to people who are like professional coaches and got people to try and put plans together for me, but it didn't work for me. I just resented it. I have to do everything myself. Yeah, so that's what I'll try doing. So that's my plan. I'd be interested to know, what do you do throughout winter? Does your training go down the toilet and you have to start again from scratch every January? Oh, and there are a couple of races I do want to do between now and January. There's a Tollymore Trail half marathon. Love that event. Haven't done it in several years now. It was one of the very first trail events I did that got me into trail running. And then there's also a race over the Glens, which is on New Year's Day. It's a very hilly 5-mile sort of trail race, mountain trail race in the Glens of Antrim. I like to do that. Yeah, so what do you do over winter? Do you just quit? Do you just give up? Slack off and then leave things until the new year, or do you start building up? Right, that's all I've got to say about that. You can continue to join me on this little run. I will actually run. I'm just still warming up. I'm out. I'm actually having a look for a new camp spot somewhere not too far from home. To get here is about a 30-minute drive. And I'm trying to find more places for my main channel on Stephen J. Reid, where I make my outdoorsy videos. This looks like more of a maze. How are we going to get through this? I think this way. These trees are freshly down. I don't think they came down during the storm last year. I've been through here. Yeah, but now we're into winter. Every time I want to camp or do something, I'm typically going down to the Mourne Mountains, which is quite a distance away. Yep. Oh, feet wet already. Well, that's gonna set the tone for the rest of this run. And I don't want to have to keep going to the Mournes because it's 3 hours of driving, possibly even more than that. It could be up to 4 hours of driving, depending on traffic. So I'm trying to find places that are a bit closer to home. And it's tricky finding good camping spots that are closer to home. The parking's always a concern. And then just finding somewhere that's dry, or finding somewhere that's picturesque. I've got, what was that? I thought it was a black bear, which doesn't make any sense because there's no bears here. I've got access to a bit of woodland that I can use, but I want somewhere, more open and exposed occasionally. Don't want to camp in among the trees here because this is just a boring plantation. So I'm heading up onto the open hill a bit to a spot I think might work to camp in. we're going this way, looking out for these, look, little marker posts. This is part of the Antrim Hills Way, which is also known as the International Appalachian Trail, and also the Ulster Way. It's kind of, which I feel it's a bit of a scam. This trail has existed for decades, and they keep rebranding parts of it and then publicising it as if we created a new trail. They didn't create a new trail, they just changed its name. But it's a trail I haven't really done. I've done this bit before. There's a lot more to it, and I would like to go and hike a lot more of it. The thing that puts me off is it's a very boggy, wet, marshy trail. Perfect for doing a wet autumn day. Look at all these fun guys. That's what I like about this time of year. The funguses start to appear. Brightens everything up a bit. As you can see, every effort has been made by the local council to ensure these trails remain open and accessible. Absolutely not. This way. I think the thing that probably puts people off coming running or walking routes like this is just how squishy it is underfoot. This entire area is just one massive blanket bog. It's kind of hard to tell because you've got the trees on it, but the ground here is just like a sponge. Every single step I take, I sink a little bit. So it's like wading through knee-deep water to make any progress. Here we are, up onto the open hills. Fantastic views all around, as you can see. Thankfully there's these marker posts which sort of give you directions. Haven't been up here when it's been like this for a long time. Last time I was here was, if you're on my main channel, look for a video called Tiny Tent Camping Just Got Colder. And in that video, I come along this route. You see what it looks like in snow. It's much nicer. What is that? Why is there a kid's armband holding up that marker post? Oh, it makes no sense. Like, well, I don't understand. Why do more people not come here? It's just such a beautiful location. This spot, possible camp spot, it's a little bit squishy underfoot, but I think that's totally unavoidable here. But I want to go up the top of that little hill there and see if there's anywhere on top of it I could camp. But that would work. I just have to have a tent with a bathtub floor that I've got a lot of confidence in. Whew. I want to get somewhere higher up though, somewhere I can see over the top of the trees, because then, you know, when it's not cloudy, there'll actually be a view worth seeing. This is what I go through. This is the effort I put in to find new camping spots. And a lot of people do this, which is why, you know, you're not always wanting to give away spots that you've spent a lot of blood, sweat, and sometimes tears to find. Huh. Maybe there's no shelter from the wind, but you're up over the tops of the trees, so if the sky cleared you would have a bit of a view. That would work. There's a little hollow there. It's still a bit squishy underfoot, but you could definitely fit a tent there. Right, where am I? Alright, got to take off the summit while I'm out. Head up Troston. It's the tallest summit in County Antrim. I think it's 500 metres, 550 maybe. So it's not that big, but it's very difficult underfoot. Nice bit of infrastructure here. Summit of Troston, superb views as always. Let's get down behind the cairn. Whew. I'd love to know actually what the history of this cairn is. I don't know if this, odds are this is an ancient burial cairn that they just stuck the trig point on top of. It's quite common in Ireland, these massive mounds of stones that were used for generations and generations to bury kings and people of some level of importance. Right, I'm going to come on and do a camping video up here sometime and call it Camping on the Moon, because look it up here, it just looks like the moon. There is a bit of a loop you can do down the back of Troston that follows an old quarry railway embankment, but I've a few things I need to get done this afternoon, and that's a bit longer, so I'm just going to head back down the way I came, and I'm going to leave this video here for this week. So if you haven't had a chance yet, go and check out my video from the Steel Marathon. It's the best video on this channel by a long way. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Now, how do I get down from here without getting lost?